Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be looking at Honda's PCX125 and how to do an oil change and the importance of doing that oil change on a regular basis. Let's dig in. Okay guys, so what we're going to do today is going to be looking at how we do the oil change on the PCX125. This is a 2024 model, but it's been the same for a while now. So I'll go through all the tools you need, what to look out for as you do it, and then how we check the oil level correctly, because it's not always done correctly, after we've done the change. So let's dig in and first of all show you what tools we need to do the job. Get everything prepared and then we'll get going. Okay, so Honda recommend in the service manual to change oil every 4,000 miles, but if you're not already aware, the 125s like this don't have a proper oil filter as such, so you may wish to change it more frequently. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's look at what we need. So let's get together everything we need. Something to drain the oil into, a litre of oil, a funnel to help us fill it back up again, some cleaner, and some puppy pads to catch any drips of oil, a socket wrench, and then 8mm, 12mm and 17mm sockets. Okay, so the small bolt I'm going to try and avoid having to take out holds the rear brake cable, so hopefully we won't need to take that out, but if we do, that's fine. Just allows us slightly easier access to the oil filter bolt, the 17mm one. And then the one under here is where we drain out the oil, so that's the oil drain bolt. Now it has got a crush washer on it, but I usually find with these crush washers, if we are careful and look at it carefully, if there's no terrible damage, then they can usually be used 2 or 3 times before they need replacing. But obviously have a look, and if it's really damaged, then replace it if under any doubt. Right, okay, let's get the spanners in here and make a start. Right, so let's excuse the pink gloves. Yeah, this is what happens when you think, I'll just go and get the gloves out of the cupboard, and you realise they're none there, and you've left them all somewhere else. Okay, so this is using the, what size is this again? 12mm. Forgive me, I'm trying to do this one-handed, as you can see. Right. If it's the first time it's been out, it's been done by a garage, it will be tight. So just be careful if you haul on it, you don't haul it off the stand. Sounds silly, I know, but also when this comes out, have a look at the oil to see how dirty it is. Hopefully not too bad. And there we go. It's not a huge amount in it, it's only just under a litre, so we let that drain for a bit. Now while that's draining, I'm going to see if I can cut out a step. Normally, or the recommendation, is to take some of these bolts out, so you can just move this rear brake cable a little to get better access to this little oil strainer in here. But I'm going to try and pull a fast one and see if I can cut that step and just remove the strainer without moving the cable. So we'll give it a go. Okay, whoops. And this is a 17mm, I think. Let me just check. Yep, 17mm. I'm really not usually this cat-handed, I promise. It doesn't help when you're trying to hold the camera and do this at the same time. Move the camera slightly. Trying to get you a better view. Okay, move the tray a little bit. A bit faces out, and then the strainer, come on, out you come. There we go. Okay, so the filter is absolutely spotless. There was not even anything that needed spraying out with a bit of brake cleaner. The coil, obviously, the spring in there is fine, and there's nothing to be seen on the, let's have a look at the right part. The filter housing is fine. Give it a little wipe out, but it's absolutely fine. The O-ring's fine, doesn't need replacing. So that's good to do. Excuse my hand and the incredibly manly pink glove. Okay, so we can pop this back in. This is a little bit of a fiddle. You don't need to, for clarity, you don't need to take this brake cable out. There we go, just pop this in if you're going. Stay. Spring these to go in on top. Didn't want to come out, so I don't want to go back in either. That's fine. Right, I'm just going to screw this. I'm just going to put it down for a second because I kind of need, because obviously the spring here is under tension obviously as I screw this in, so I'm just going to put you down for a sec. Okay, that's just in there, so I just need to nip that up. Check it. I haven't got a torque wrench with me. Very bad boy. I'll put the. You should do it. The torque wrench. I'll put the torque settings down below, but it's about that tight. That's fine. Okay, that's done. There's no need to move any of this cable, so you can forget the need. You just need the 17mm for that and the 12 or whatever it is for the. Yeah, the 12 for the drain bolt. You don't need to worry about the 8 for these. That is optional. So now it's a question. I've had a look at the where is it? Drain bolt and the washer. That's fine. So I'm just going to pop those back in because, as you can see, not a lot. No more is draining out. So what's come out has come out now. So let me just change hands again. Right, so I just whip that back in there, and again I put the torque spec on in the comments. Well, actually, you don't want to overdo these. It's always better to come back later and just torque it if you're unsure. I'm pretty okay with that, but as it's new one to me, I will get a torque wrench on that after I've done the video, just to make sure both of those are torqued up to the right torque. Okay, so we have a quick wipe around. Just because the reason I wipe it all off, not because I'm super fussy about it looking clean and sparkly, but if you wipe it all bone dry, it's then much easier to see if you've got a slight leak from it afterwards. Whereas if it's all wet, and don't do what I just did and put the cloth in the thing of oil. Yeah, so because it's all nice and sparkly under there now, relatively dry, you should be able to see much more easily if there's a leak. So as you can see by the rag, the oil is not filthy dirty, but it's not fresh. You can see it's well used, so don't recommend chucking the cloth in there, though it does tend to make a mess. Right, okay, let's whip round the other side and we can put some oil in it, because we don't obviously want to start it up without any oil in it. Okay. What I will do, and I don't know if I can catch it on camera or not, I'll try my best. And let's actually get it in the sun, see if you can see any glitter, any sparkles, because it's going to be looking dirty if you've changed it, but the thing that worries you is if you can see any sparkle, metallics or glitter or anything. Thankfully I can't see anything. I don't know if it's coming out on camera, probably not, but that's what you're looking for. Get it in the sunshine, swill it around. Can you see any metallic glitter? On the first change, when the bike's brand new, you may well do. As long as it's very fine, that's fine. Subsequently, you shouldn't really be able to see anything much. This one's done about 1,200 miles. It's had its initial change, so it's probably done about 1,000 miles, that oil. So that's kind of what I'd hope to see. Okay, so let's get rid of all that. We'll turn the bike around and we'll put some oil in it. Okay, so this is a bit of an unusual filler here on the right hand side of the bike now. It's really, really long, so if we undo it, you'll see what I mean in a minute. Really unusual, isn't it? Okay, so that's down there is where we need to get the funnel in to clean it. Okay, sorry, the funnel in to refill it. Be very, very careful about any muck dropping in there. You can see there's quite a bit of muck on the outside. I'll just get you in there. There's quite a bit of muck around it, and it's quite difficult to get in there without knocking the muck in. So just be a little bit careful what you do. Okay, so it's a little bit of a fiddle actually. So you're not going to do it with an ordinary 1 litre thing of oil with the sort of the rubbery hose bit on top. You really will need one of these kind of extension funnels. So can't quite see it really there, but quite a long thin nozzle. Can't really show you. Anyway, a long thin nozzle, and it allows us to fill it up from the top. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put in about 3/4 of a litre. It takes 900 ml, but if I put in about 3/4 of a litre, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I don't think you'll be able to easily do it with just the oil can, the sort of the spout on there. You need one of these fillers. So what I'm going to do is the bike takes about 900 ml. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in about 750 ml, because you never get it all out, and the old adage that it's much easier to add a little bit more than think, oh my god, I've overfilled it, and you've got to take on the bolts out and start draining excess out again. Okay, so let's put some oil in. So I'm going to put about 750 ml in. Just make sure it's going in and not on the floor. That's always good. Give a chance to have a breathe. About halfway, just check on the side. Yep, it's about 500 ml gone in, so that's okay. Keep going, put another 250 in or so. Right, that's about 750. So what I'm going to do now is, if I can find the cap, put the cap on the oil so it doesn't fall over and go everywhere as I usually manage it. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put the dipstick back in and just check it. Now, to check the level on these, there's two things to remember. First of all, you just dip the dipstick, you don't screw it in. And secondly, you should have done it when the engine's been run for a few minutes, so it's circulated around the engine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dip it first of all to make sure it's not wildly out. If it's like super low or something, then I'll obviously top it up a little bit. Then I'll run the engine up and then I'll check it again, and then we should be good to go. Okay, right, let's just dip that. Okay, so literally just dipping it in. I'm not screwed, it's not screwed in at all. So just dip it in, drag it straight out, and just have a look. If I pull focus there, does it look as though there's a sensible amount on there? Yes, it looks fine. So what I'm going to do is pop that back in if I can, one-handed. Funny old dipstick though, isn't it? Right, do that up. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up around the bike, and then I'm just going to start it up. I think in the book it says start it for 2 or 3 minutes, turn it off again, let it settle for a couple of minutes, then check the reading again, and if the reading's okay, you're good to go. If you need to top it up a little bit more, then we'll obviously top it up. Okay, let's do that. Okay, so just got it running. Some places will say, oh, it needs to run for miles and miles. It doesn't, it just needs to get the oil around the engine. I'll give it a couple of minutes just to circulate around the engine, and then we can check the level again. Okay, back in a minute. Okay, so let's let it run for a few minutes. So just dip the dipstick in, and again we don't screw it in, just make sure it's seated on the seat, pull it out again. And that's spot on, spot on. So that's, I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera there. Yeah, spot on. It's about 3/4 up the crosshatch, which is just where you want to see it. Perfect. Okay, that can get screwed back in. Nice and tight, just finger tight, no torque obviously in that. So there we have it guys, it's a very, very easy job to do. You just need 2 sockets and really two sockets, and really the setting up and getting everything together takes you longer than to do the job yourself. So it takes a litre of oil, all in, it's a bit of your time and sort of 10 to 15 quid, and if you do that every couple of thousand, then you'll probably be extending the engine life a little bit more than if you stick to Honda's recommended 4,000, because there's no oil filter in there. Okay, any questions, anything I got wrong, please leave a comment down below. If you like the video, obviously click the like button, that's appreciated. And if you want to see more videos like this and more stuff about the PCX and other bike reviews and equipment reviews, obviously subscribe to the channel, that'd be much appreciated. Okay guys, right, cheers for now, see you on the next one. Thanks again, ta-ra.